Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the season finale of the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time joining us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us and hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time and we'll be waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Now, you might be thinking fun-filled episodes and season finale. Isn't there a kind of a contradiction there? Well, no, there's not. I'll clarify that. This is the last of the live episodes for the season. We'll start up again with live episodes in October. In the meantime, this time slot will always have replays all through the summer months. So year-round, there's always something in this time slot. So that's how that works, and there's always something here for you. If you have a need for vintage snowmobile entertainment, there'll always be something here for you. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. So let's take a few comments, then we'll bring our friends on, and we will get this party started. Pardon me, BCJ Vids is here saying hello, nice to see you. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is here saying good evening, everyone, loud and clear, Carterville, New York. Sad and excited at the same time to watch the season finale. I know exactly what you mean, for sure. And if you enjoy those mini bikes from the 60s and 70s, Ben and I do the vintage, and Rob do the Vintage Mini Bike Podcast I'm going to say the second Sunday of every month. Right here, wherever you're viewing this, just circle back, second Sunday of every month for the Vintage Mini Bike Lovers Podcast. Rich Shad, good friend of ours, saying good evening. Sorry to see the season end, but looking forward to next season. Hope to feature my sleds on one episode. And yes, we would love to see those. And Rich is a fellow Polaris guy. Midge would love to see your sleds, as well as we've got a whole lot of Polaris lovers in the house here who would love to see that. Our good friend Eric at the Benedim YouTube channel. That's one of the places where this podcast simulcasts out to. He's saying excited for the season finale. Cool deal. Glad to see you here. Our good friend Mad Dog, Randy from Wisconsin. Good evening to all. Thursdays will be a little less entertaining now for the summer until the podcast starts up again in the fall. Totally understand. We will miss it. But it is time with the snow melting. It's a different vibration. It's kind of like after Christmas is over, Christmas is great, but once it's over, it's a different vibe. But we do the Muscle Car podcast through the summer months. So you want to be sure and stick around for that. Our good friend Mike Whiteside is here saying good evening, everyone. Nice to see you. Our wonderful friend John Spranger Jr. is here saying good evening from Elon, Wisconsin. Wow, this season went too fast. Absolutely. Our good friend Jim Holbrook is here from Thetford Center, Vermont. Regular viewer. Great to see you. Dave Trim is here from Carthage, New York. Regular viewer. It's been a great season. Appreciate that. D. Landsberg says hello from Wyoming. Nice to see you. Our good friend Carolyn E. Erickson Eastman is here saying good evening. Wonderful to see you, Carolyn. Glad you can join us. Stacy and Art Fosler, our good friends from Plaquemine, New York, regular viewers from the very beginning. Great to see you. Our good friend Tim Bewick is here from Marlboro, New York. Nice to see you. Rich Bubb is here from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Outstanding. Years ago, my former wife and I went to that, what do you call it? It's a big tour and an amusement park, a whole thing there that Hershey's got. It was wonderful. And if you're looking for family-friendly entertainment, it's hard to do better than that. But I digress. Glenn Ford says, good evening from Vernon Center, New York. Nice to see you. Our good friend Morris Baling is here from Menominee, Wisconsin. Great to see you. Benedim says, loud and clear from Camden, New York. Thank you for a great season and for inviting me on to share my content. Yes, we've been featuring a lot of Eric's content over the year, and we intend to do even more next season. Looking forward to that. Podcast may be wrapping up for the season, but Benedim has vintage sled content all year round. And be sure and visit his YouTube channel. Let me find, I've got a graphic here I can pop up. Be sure, and there's a link to it in the description. He does an excellent YouTube channel, and it's all about vintage snowmobiles. Be sure and patronize that. Great guy, great videos, great channel. You do not want to miss it if you like this kind of entertainment. Okay, running out of breath here. Let's bring our friends on. Midge and Rob, how are we doing tonight?
Good evening, Mike.
We're doing good, Mike.
Good.
Evening, Rob.
Hello, Mitch.
Cool deal. So before we get started, Midge, of course, is the birthday boy tonight. It's his birthday. So I would love it if you would light up the comment section with some happy birthdays for Midge.
I just turned 39.
That's right.
Yeah. Jack Benny and I.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Well, let's get right into it. Rob had a great idea last week. He said, well, what about looking at some of the better video clips from through the season to kind of relive some of these highlights? And I got to looking through, and Rob and I were talking behind the scenes. One of the things we all really enjoy is bringing someone on live to look at their collections. That is just so much fun, and we've got a few clips of that we're going to look at. And as we're doing this, I want to encourage viewers to think about either coming on next season for a look at your collection, or if you know of a friend who has a good collection, and maybe they're not so good with technology, but maybe you are. Maybe you could go over there with a cell phone and help facilitate that, because we all love looking at collections. Am I right? What do you guys think, Midge and Rob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to see what people have in the garage.
Absolutely. And talking them up and everything. And I love the interaction. So with that in mind, let me set up a video clip here. This is from Brian Van Haverbeek. I think this was back in October. He's a cat guy. He's mostly a kitty cat guy, but he also has a lot of cat stuff. And what I've done with these is I've sped them up a bit so we can try to get more information in a shorter amount of time, just to get the most for our viewing dollar, so to speak. So let me cue up this first video clip. This is Brian Van Haverbeek's collection. If you like cats, this is going to whet your appetite. And it just takes a moment to load. Yeah, we've got to get some Jeopardy music for situations like this. It'll be worth the wait, though, as soon as this loads.
My black one. I collect the 72s mostly. I just wanted to stick with the first year that they did make them. There's a few changes on these ones because this actually has the Kawasaki motor with the metal gas tank. First year had the metal gas tank. And then they also have the aluminum tunnels instead of the painted ones. And then, like I say, this is the one I like the best, my favorite anyways, just because of the rarity. This is actually molded out of red plastic. Everything else is the same as the other ones, other than it's a different color hood.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's rare for sure. I've never seen one with
and like that. What I done was I had to redo the outside. I repainted the outside of the hood because it had been sitting outside. You know what plastic does when it sits outside for a while? Yes. It'll go dull and fades and turn different colors. I didn't touch the inside, just so I could prove that it's actually a red hood. See on the fading and stuff on it?
Yes, yeah.
And it's actually molded out of red plastic. So it's a genuine one. Quite rare because, like I say, they only made the 50 of them. That's a little toy display made by Marks. I just kind of put some kitty cat stickers on it and take it to the shows. And the little kids get their pictures on it.
So that's the one the kids were on before that we were looking at?
That's the one the kids were on before. Yeah, I got another one that's made by Coleco. It actually looks more snowmobile style, but I just finished kind of painting it up and I don't got stickers or nothing on it yet, so I didn't bring it in.
Sure.
But the parents like it. They get a picture of their little toddler on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't go many shows. I go to the Toronto one and there's another one in Port Hope. It's the Wheatfield one, and we show with the antique tractors. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I won some People's Choice Awards for my kitty cats
Yeah, nice.
in 2018 and 19. Both of them got People's Choice Awards in the Toronto. In 20 and 21, there was nothing because of the COVID. They were shut down. Then in 2022, they got the Best in Show award there.
Yeah.
Toronto show. And a couple more trophies. A couple of display Arctic Cat tractor trailers.
And some models there too, it looks like, right?
These ones?
There's some miniatures.
These are the Normat. The Normat snowmobiles.
Yeah.
They're actually battery operated.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they're quite collectible. They go for a good little $1 to get good ones. I actually got a hold of 2 Arctic Cat and 2 Panthers, and I got the one in the middle. There's a Polaris, the Mustang.
And are those from back in the day, or are those more recently made?
No, that's back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they also made a Yamaha one, a John Deere, and a Skidoo, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like some of them will go for quite a penny anymore compared to what they used to be.
That's cool.
Beerstein, Arctic Cat, and that's a collector's plate, an Arctic Cat plate, and then a pickup with the Arctic Cat trailer and a snowmobile on there. This is my ashtray displays.
I remember the ashtrays back in the day.
This is the groomer one is a harder one to get.
Wow, yeah, that's cool.
And then I got some more ashtrays down there. Got the Mama Deere, the gear one.
Is that a giant spark plug? What is that?
Actually it's a giant spark plug, but it's a lighter.
A lighter, yeah.
Yeah, and so is that little silver snowmobile. That's also a lighter.
Wow,
But the rest of them are just like the ashtrays. Something different.
that is really cool.
A couple little license plates. 1972
awesome
kitty
stuff.
cat clock.
Yeah, I like that.
And a clock.
Oh, and some helmets there too.
Yeah. In here I have the Arctic Cat high clip and hook links.
Yeah.
See them in there. And the lighters. Both style lighters.
That's cool.
That
Where
are
do you find this stuff, Brian?
a lot of it's online.
Oh yeah.
You know, shopping online is pretty easy. You can ship right to your door. Otherwise, you know, a lot of the stuff I won't be able to go get because they're too far away.
Sure.
And you know, like I did buy a bunch of stuff from some dealers too. I wasn't going to collect a lot of stuff originally. I was only just wanting to collect the 50th anniversary. That's what I was going to start with. I thought, oh, I don't want to get into the vintage stuff. It's too much of it. You know, you need a lot of space. Well, I ended up changing my mind, I guess. That belt buckle there, that's 1 of 500.
Wow, yeah.
Down here in this box is a wheel kit that goes on the skis for the kitty cats. They can ride them in the summer.
New old stock.
New old stock. This has never been put together, and it actually for the 72s with mine are you actually have to change the breather. They need a different style breather so they don't suck the dust.
Sure.
So that's all in that box. There's one helmet there. A couple
There we
more
go.
there. Gas can with snowmobile. And that's an Arctic Cat oil drum.
I love those
And I
helmets from back in the day. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Please continue.
And I have just a little bit of like some of the old Arctic Cat oil can displays, like that one.
The purple power lube in there.
Purple. That's Panther Power.
Panther power. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an older one. And then the Power Lube one is back there in the back.
Oh yeah. I
Purple
see it.
Power. Yeah. Then they had the plastic one. That's the Polaris. That's the Polaris oil container.
In the shape of a sled. I love it.
Yep. And then a friend of mine in Sudbury made me this glass etching of the kitty cat, the sticker that's on the hood.
Yeah. Can you go in a little closer on that? Oh, I see it now. Yes.
That's the
That
kitty
is
cat sticker. He duplicated it from the picture. He does some
That's
glass etchings. He's actually made me a couple things. Here's another little one. I'll just go back here. This is the Antique and Classic Snowmobile Club of Canada. They did the etching glass for me too.
That's nice.
And I got some of the Avon Skidoos up there. And that's this Skidoo it's for the dealers. They were displayed at the dealers to show it on that particular year what the covers would look like. They were displayed for advertising for covers. They made a bunch of different ones. Like I got some more down, a couple more down here. You can't see that one. That one there.
Nice.
This
Looks
is
like that
actually-
case is loaded with stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That there is actually a kitty cat cover. That's the original cover from 72.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go back over here. My helmets. This white one at the top here, that was made for the kids in this color, style, and size. It was only for kids style. That's actually what was made for the kitty cats. I've only seen the one that I've been collecting. I haven't seen any other ones yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to get. And then this is a youth helmet. And then the little one on the left, that's it looks like a helmet, but it's a digital clock.
Oh, clock. Wow.
Yes. Yep. Instead of the painted ones.
Yeah. So we've been looking at Brian Van Haverbeek's vintage kitty cat collection and a whole lot of Arctic Cat collectibles. Gentlemen, what are we thinking? Any reactions to what we've been looking at there?
Very, very cool.
You seem to have
it's
stuff that
neat display.
Yeah, he seemed to have stuff that only dealers got. Like
Yeah.
that, some of that stuff
Yeah.
was never for sale to the public.
Yeah.
True.
Like that display of the oil cans and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always fun looking at that.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
But
Well, yeah. Oh, and hopefully
very
Midge.
clean, very neat looking display.
Yes. And hopefully, Midge, you saw a lot of birthday wishes popping up on the screen during that. Did you see those?
Yeah, I did.
Good, good. Well, cool. So I'm going to remove this from the screen. We got a whole lot more to look at, but before we do, it's time for Amsoil and a few announcements. If you're ready, Rob, we're going to put you full screen. If you want to do Amsoil,
We're ready.
excellent. Full screen it is.
All winter long, we talked about the Amsoil Interceptor oil for trail riding, the Dominator oil that they use for racing in older vehicles that have high compression. We have our 100-to-1 oil that we use for the older machines. You mix it 100-to-1. Doesn't matter if you got a chainsaw, snowmobile, or whatever. But Amsoil's main product they sell are his engine oils. Our 5W30 synthetic 100% engine oil. Amsoil was the first one to be AI approved back in 1972. If you can read the label, it's warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. Once a year, change the oil. Some of my customers get as high as 18-20% increase in fuel economy. And it's an all-season oil. It runs cooler in the summertime and also pours at 60 below zero right out of the bottle. So it's an all-season oil. But we also have a complete line of racing oil for people with high-performance cars with high zinc in it for racing applications. We also have a high zinc oil for the people with hot rods and all that. And a lot of guys have generators and stuff like that. With the small engines, you also need a zinc, and we have it available. Oh, this is one of my favorite products we have, our gear lube. It comes, I call it a toothpaste container. It comes in a container where you can squeeze 100% of it out. I don't know how many of you ever changed a rear end or a front diff fluid. It's so hard with a bottle trying to get it in. This is so easy to pour it in. And every month, Amsoil has different promotions. But we have a catalog, and if you click on the Mike site, you can get one of our catalogs, and it tells you all about all the products available and how to become a preferred customer and the savings. Average case, you save $50 per case, and it costs $10 for 6 months for a membership, and you can have it shipped right to your own house. This month, if you order $100 worth, they're sending you a 3-pack of Amsoil rags, just for a promotion for saying thank you for ordering. But if you want to know how to get the Amsoil best possible price, become a preferred customer. $10 for 6 months, and you get to buy everything right from Amsoil. After that, it's $20 a year to keep it up. You save on your first order. Back to you, Mike.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, Rob. We really appreciate it. Now, we got a couple more quick announcements. Our good friend Rick Simula, a close friend to Midge and I don't know if Rob's ever met him, but a close friend to Rob and I, to Midge and I, he had a stroke, a mini stroke. I think it was last week. This is him as a kid with his father. If you look on the hood of that, it says Simula's Wildcat Express. So he's got a long racing history. He used to do some racing himself. And we just want to do a prayer request for him because he's recovering from the mini stroke. And he's a good friend of ours. He does the Rick Simula USSA Legends of Snowmobile Racing Past, Present, and Future Facebook group. If you've not been on that group, you need to, because if you love this vintage stuff and the racing, that's a wonderful resource for that. So please search for that on Facebook. Now, also announced on that Facebook group in the last few days is the passing of Eastern racing legend Deborah Keyes, which is very sad news. And I'm hoping that Midge maybe can talk her up a little bit. And as he is, I'll pop some images on the screen.
Yeah, Deb was a great racer back in the day. She won many championships, and she is a Kilkenny Cup winner. And there aren't many ladies on the Kilkenny Cup, but she's one of them. And she used to come on to the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame page quite frequently and give her input, her expert input on different aspects of racing back, being a woman and the trials and tribulations of racing back then, racing in the mud and racing in the rain and all of that. And she she was a frequent visitor, and she used to put a lot of photos of her and other lady racers on there. And we absolutely miss Deb. And I think it was about a year ago, I think, that she had passed away very sadly. And but if there's any lady racers that used to race with Deb, please give us a little blurb about her if you would, and we'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And when we pick it up again in the fall, Midge and I have been talking about maybe doing a whole evening on her on one of the Sunday night podcasts to remember her and her career. And like he said, any friends of hers, anyone who used to race with her, please step forward if you have stories or anything that you'd like to share to be part of that. We would love to do a whole evening on her. Truly legendary racer. And once again, thank you to Rick Simula.
Yeah, I will say too about the lady racers.
Go ahead.
They're a tight-knit group. They're all friends. If one had problems with getting her helmet tied or something, another lady would come over and help tie her helmet and get her suit looking good, and get them zipped up. And they're always helping each other, even though they they raced as hard as the men did out on the track, but they had a closer camaraderie, I think, among each of the ladies because of it was a special bond, because they were just breaking into the group. They were breaking into their own class, and so they kind of stuck together. So, at least that's how cool. I took it.
Yes. And it's true. A couple of years ago, we did a lady racer night. We had, Diane Baker. I'm having a senior moment here with names. Who was the first lady racer inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame?
Judy Rinaldi.
Thank you, Judy Rinaldi. Yes, and there was another lady racer too.
Yeah, Diane Baker. It was Jackie.
Jackie
Rowland. Can't think of her last name right now. I've got a senior moment.
Sure.
What's that?
But that was a special.
You're allowed to have that tonight.
That was a special night,
And there was another Jackie
those old
too.
Stories. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and if you search back in the archives of these podcasts, you'll find it. It's 2 or 3 years ago, but it's there. And also shifting gears, we did a prayer request a couple of weeks ago for my childhood friend and snowmobile buddy from back in the day, Robert Page. He was having triple bypass surgery. I've heard from both him and his wife. The surgery was a success, and he's recovering nicely. I've been messaging with him, and he's doing real well. So I wanted to thank everyone for their prayers, including him in their prayers. So, thank you so much for that. So we're going to take a few quick comments. We're just getting started. We've got a whole lot more to look at here. Here we go. Some more birthdays. Midge, 29 again. Yes. And Glenn Ford says, happy birthday to Midge. Rich Shad says, happy birthday to Midge. Here we go. Rich Shad says, prayers for Rick Simula. Thank you for that. Very much appreciate that. Vintage Mini Bike Lover says, speedy recovery to Rick Simula. Absolutely. Appreciate that. And Vintage Mini Bike Lover says, rest in peace, Deborah Kais. Continued prayers to her family and sisters and brothers in the racing community. Thank you for that. Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things with this podcast.
Yes.
We have the unique ability to be able to remember people in this community who have passed on or are having health problems, prayer requests, things like that. So if you know of someone who's part of the Vintage Snowmobile community, racing community, please let us know about these things, and we'll try to honor them in what way that we can. Also, Brian Van Haverbeek, who is Articat Things we were just looking at, is here saying great evening. Appreciate your being here. And like I said, we're just getting started. So again, we like the tours, people giving us tours of their snowmobile collection. We've got one more to look at. This is Morris Bailing's collection of Polarises. So Midge is going to like this. And I know Maurice was on here earlier, so hopefully he's still watching so he can see this. Just takes a moment to cue this up here. And it's taken a minute. But it'll be worth it. This Polaris collection is second to none that he's got. If you love those Polarises from the 70s. All right, why is this taking so long here? There we go. All right, stand back, everyone. It's about to roll.
Okay.
Trophies?
Yeah. So, Renee, can you?
I hear you.
Wonderful. Well, this is what we were hoping to do, and I'm glad that that it's happening.
I'm
So
sorry for having technical difficulties here.
No worries. It happens. It happens. So
Yeah.
we're looking at the collection of you and your husband Maurice. Do you want to talk up what we're looking at, or?
Let him, he's just unwinding here. Thought we were never going to get in this. And I keep trying. So we're going to back the truck out real quick and we'll be right back with you. But
Absolutely. While you're doing that, we'll take a few comments. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You bet.
Do you want to tell us the history about them, Mike? Did they
I don't
race
know.
themselves?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of them. I'm sure some of them have raced. Some of them have or trophies from shows. I'm going to give them a
from
chance
shows.
to. I'm going to give them a chance to talk it up. I'm going to mute their mic. They're going to back the truck out of the garage and they're going to come talk to us. But while they're doing that, let's take a few more comments just to kind of buy some time here. Dirk Seams is here. He says the ice on the lake is good. He was ice boating yesterday, which is cool. Not too good for snowmobiling, but there's an ice race on the lake this weekend. Very cool. Paul Burrill says the vintage ride is through our shop in Granite State Power Equipment. Oh, yes, in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Yes, Granite State Power Equipment. Nice. Paul Burrill says, the date will be the 15th of March. Okay, so we're getting details on this Pittsburgh, New Hampshire ride that's coming up in March. And oh, here we go. Ottertail. There's a big event in Ottertail, and if you go to this link, this is Ottertail, Minnesota. This will give you the details on that. Here we go. Gringo Pines says, cheers from Cabanas, Las Penas, Red Chivo, Creel, Chihuahua, Mexico.
There can't be snow there.
No, I hope not, for their sake. If they do, there's something wrong, right? But it's nice to have someone from Mexico here. And cool, we'll take just a few more comments here, and then we'll get to talking with Maurice and Renee. Stacy and Art Fosler say they went to the first annual Maddie B. Wicked Memorial Vintage Snowmobile Show this past December. The cause was for that was a show that it was fantastic. Got to meet Ben Thomas and Eric Benedetto. Took first place with my 71 Polaris TX. Highly recommended if anyone can make the show next year. Worth going to. Outstanding. And I do have pictures of that you sent me. I don't have them handy to put on the screen, but I do have the pictures that you sent me of that. Ivan Mayo says, awesome collection of Starfires. Cool. And we're going to be learning about those here in just a moment. Mike Whiteside says, what a man cave sweet. We absolutely. Stacey and Art Fosler says, oh, it's for suicide prevention. Yes, the Maddie Bewick event. Absolutely. And then I don't know what happened with our signal. We just lost our signal of this Polaris.
They could have been running their signal off the truck. Oh,
Here we go. Oh, that's possible. Let me turn the microphone on. And yes, good evening, my friends. How are we doing?
Good.
And this is Maurice. How are we doing, Maurice?
Good. Sorry about the mix up here.
No worries. I think the wait will be worth it.
Anyway, yeah, I'm Maurice Bailey, along with my wife. We own Pro Vintage Motorsports in Menominee, Wisconsin. What Pro Vintage Motorsports is that we fix snowmobiles and we rebuild crankshafts and boring and honing. We specialize in motor rebuilding. We want to thank you, Mike, for bearing with us and getting the show on, and welcome everybody that is watching. A little mixed up here what we were trying to get done, but a little background about me is we raced snowmobiles from 73 to 81 on the oval track. 82 to 1990 we got on the drag racing circuit. Dabbed in the NSSR speed runs for a little bit. But we, I guess what we kind of like to do is just give you a little tour of the shop so everybody can see everything we got here, the sleds and everything, before we continue going on.
Absolutely. Because I know we've got a lot of Polaris lovers here tonight that cannot wait to see what you've got to show us. Yeah, you've got some beautiful sleds there.
I think I'm goofing up here.
Well, that's all right. Are we losing signal at all? No, it looks like we still have a good signal.
Yeah, but I don't have a good picture on my phone, so.
Okay.
looks good from here.
Yeah, it looks good from here.
Well, that's
Can you tell
good.
us what models they are?
Maurice, you need to get over here. I'm going to have them start right down here somewhere.
What's your model?
Okay,
Sure,
we'll
yeah. Go right down the line and talk them up. Absolutely.
start right here.
Well, we can start right here. This is a 72 original 295 Starfire. It's like an 8 out of a 10, and she runs beautifully. I got out of the 15 Starfires, there's 5 originals and 10 restored, and this is just a good original sled. The next year we got a 72 340 Starfire. This sled is won its class at the 16th annual VSEA National Show. It's got a total show ratings of 14 first, 6 seconds, a third, 2 best restored, and a President's Award. I'll show you under the hood of this one, the 72s that are restored. What we did is we glass beaded everything and put a clear coat on it so it looks show quality.
That's amazing.
And the next one is 72 400. Winnipeg I-5 100, Winnipeg sled from St. Paul, Minneapolis. All in the original condition. This sled is, I'm like the fourth owner of it. I bought it out in Oregon. It's got 7 firsts, 5 seconds, 3/3, and a couple people's choice. The guy that had it before me found out it was a Canadian that drove it in the race, but he didn't find out, how he did with it. But it's a good, solid, original sled. Then we move on here. We got a 72 440. It's totally restored. This sled is got 4 firsts, 2 seconds, 1 best restored, 2 people's choice, and a best of show. We've showed all the sleds. Some just got showed more than others, and but they've all been showed. Then we move on here. We got a 72 650 Starfire, all original, runs like a charm. It's got 1 second place so far, showing it. It's a good, solid sled, like an 8, 9 out of a 10. Then we move on here. We got the 72 795, totally restored. It's got 3 second place so far, taking it out. Nice, sweet sled, runs beautifully. Then we move in. We got a 73 295 Starfire. This has got 4 firsts, 3 seconds, and 1 people's choice. We'll show you under the hood. All the 73s that are restored look like this under the hood. What we did here is did the vapor blasting on the 73s and put a clear coat on them. Makes them good show quality sled. Then we move on. We got the 73 340 Starfire. This has got 1 second, 1/3 place so far. Totally restored. Got all titanium cleats on the track. The new track on it. A little more lightweight there. Then we move on to the 73 440 Starfire. This sled's been an awesome showpiece. This sled is completely dry, and that's how we'll sell it. And the other 440 and the 340 72s are dry. But this sled's got 23 firsts, 9 seconds, 6/3, best restored, 4 people's choice, and 2 best of show.
Wow.
Here, Renee won down in Clear Lake, Iowa. It's best of show, and she got $400 with that down there that year. Probably back in 2017, I believe.
That's amazing.
Then we'll move over here. We'll go with 73 650, which is an all original sled. This thing sat on a shelf for 35 years, took her down 3-4 years ago. We got her running. She's like a 9 out of a 10. There's no crack, spider webs, and the hood and the pan on her. The seat is still immaculate and perfect on it. It's just an awesome, good running sled.
Yeah, so we've been looking at Maurice Bailing's Polaris collection. Reactions to this, guys?
Oh, boy. What can you say about a collection like that, Mike? I mean, that's crazy.
Unreal, isn't
Unbelievable. Each sled has got a pile of trophies in front of it.
it? Yes.
I mean, it's the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
You couldn't find a better collection at Polaris.
it's true. The detail under the hoods and everything, and
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
mean,
sure he said that one won 27 first place, that one. Oh,
Yeah, come on. I'm going to keep the cover on mine. I don't want anybody.
yeah,
It never would look as good as that.
yeah. And Rob, any
Yeah.
reactions to this?
that's a big collection. But I think he had some of them up for sale too, didn't he?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that because here's the graphic
he
with his
does.
phone number.
Yeah, he
I wanna
wanted to
make-
downsize, he told us.
Yeah.
And if the Bailings are watching, I want to make sure that's the right graphic with the right phone number because I know I got it wrong there one time. Yeah, this should be the one. Yes, this is the one with
Yeah,
the correct number.
think
I'm
it
just
is.
double checking. Yeah, so if anyone's interested in any of these sleds, they're all for sale. I don't know if any of them have sold since we did that, but that's how you would reach out to them to discuss those sleds. But yeah, what a collection.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So we've got more to look at. We've been looking at these collection tours that people have been giving us. We love doing that. To me, that's the high watermark for what we can do with this podcast. The immediacy of it and people being able to ask questions and get immediate answers is really fun. But one of the other things that's almost as fun is when people send in video clips and images that I can either put the images into a montage or play the video clip from an event or a race or something someone's been to. That's a wonderful way to see what people are doing all across the snow belt at these events. So I've selected a sample to show. This would be a clip from Mike Whiteside that he shared with us not too long ago. Let's take a look at that. And of course, sorry, I lost my place. I need to because I was hunting for that video. For that thing with the phone number, and it threw off my whole thing. But here it is. Let's take a look. And I don't think this one has music under it. Most of them do, but if anyone wants to comment on what we're looking at here as it's going by, feel free to.
I don't even know what that is, Mike.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it? That orange one?
Yeah.
A couple of John Deeres.
One of the first 4 strokes, the Arctic Cats.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Eagle River.
I think it is. That's all from Minnesota that he's sending us.
That's how snowmobile started, right there.
Yes.
That sounds like a triple in the background.
Yes.
What do you think, Mitch?
Gotta love that Amsoil on the side of that cat there.
Yeah. I know that guy.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I met him at the convention one year. He won
Nice.
Eagle River with that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That Amsoil might be what made the difference.
Now, wouldn't you like to drive one of those, Mitch?
Oh, big time.
Now we got ready to ditch bang and there's no snow.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. We haven't had much.
Unreal.
Well, I'm hoping it ain't winter like last year. I'm hoping
Yeah, well, we
we
got,
got
we
a
got,
few times no matter what, but I mean, I like
Hopedale, Illinois.
sure.
Oakland for sure, but
Snowmobile Museum. Willis Brothers. Unreal.
Love those cats.
King Cat.
Yes. So yeah, like I was saying, if any of you are going to any kind of vintage snowmobile events over the summer, please take some footage. All we ask is you hold the camera horizontal for a wide shot like we're looking at here, and share it with us. And in the fall, we'll take a look at that footage. We can share it for all of us to enjoy. And, yeah, we thank Mike Whiteside so much for that footage. We really appreciate that. Any comments on this before we wrap this part of it up?
There's a lot of small museums all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we thank everyone who has shared video clips with us this season and images that we could make into montages. We really appreciate that. To me, like I say, I like the idea of that this podcast can be used as a way to hold a mirror up to the vintage snowmobile hobby and see what's going on all across the snowbelt.
Right.
So please share video clips with us, images with us, and we'll put them on here for everyone to enjoy in the fall. And as always, if you're doing video, please hold your camera horizontal like this for a wide shot. It's very difficult to work with vertical footage. I mean, it can be done, but it doesn't look as good. But yeah, so please with horizontal footage for sure. Now, what have we got next? We're going to talk up our good friend Ray Lacasse. He does a lot of vintage snowmobile events. He's been on here many times. He even hosted one night when we were having trouble. So he's just a dear friend, and Midge and I have known him for many years. He does a vintage snowmobile show in the fall. I messaged with him earlier, and he wasn't quite sure of the date. It's probably going to be September 20th. So you want to pencil that in on the calendar, Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. And as it gets closer, be in touch with us, and we can get the exact date and details for you. But I've got a video clip of some of the sleds at that Pittsburgh show just this last September. And like I said, if you like what you see here, maybe plan to attend that this coming fall in September. Let's take a look. Yeah, so good times in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire right there. What is the name of that dam where they have that, Midge? Can you remember the name of it?
Nice.
Do you remember the name of that dam where they have
John
that?
Deere?
I know the dam where they host that
the Murphy
event.
Dam?
Murphy Dam, thank you.
Yeah, it's at the Murphy Dam. Yeah. They dammed up the Connecticut River right there in Pittsburgh. And I saw some photos of how that looked before they put the dam in there, and you could actually see barns and farmhouses and everything down in that valley.
No kidding.
So they're all flooded underwater.
Oh.
Now that sled right there won the best of show.
Yeah.
In New York here at the National Show a couple of years ago.
That's Mark Belanger's, isn't
Mark Belanger purchased that from the guy that owned it, and he took it to Ray's show.
Nice.
Yeah, and
that's a serious.
It won the race sled category at Ray's show.
That's cool.
Very
Rob,
beautiful
reactions
sled.
to what we were looking at, or?
Oh, I know a couple of people have sleds like that, but they're not that good a shape.
Yeah.
They were well used, well raced, and matter of fact, the one guy still races his in the vintage class.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, fun machine, easy to work on, easy to set up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely a shout out to our good friend Mark Belanger. He's one of the top restorers in the East. Anything he does is top notch.
Absolutely, yeah.
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 I've seen a lot of his sleds, and they're excellent.
And that
Cool.
cross-country Articat's a rare machine.
Yes.
Limited made for just a cross-country racing. And
Yeah, and I think Tom Waters did that suspension on there. And I think that sled
Yeah.
belongs to Jim Murphy, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure on that. But that's
That
like
was
kind
pretty
of a
sharp, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah, got Resto Mod suspension on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty hard to categorize for a prize, though, because it's hard to what to categorize it at.
Yes.
It had a brand new long travel suspension under it, but yet it was probably an 80s vintage sled or a 70s vintage sled.
Yeah, 77, 78, I'm thinking, but I'm not sure.
Late 70s, yeah.
Yeah, 79 at the latest. Yeah.
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 So it wasn't stock, but it still was a nice looking sled. They did a nice job with it.
Impeccable shape too. Yeah. Looks really finished quality.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Let me take this down. We've still got more to look at here. Let me find my place.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we're going to be looking at another live show and tell. We all know Jim Layton. He's been on here many times. He always has excellent show and tell for us. And this eagle, this double eagle, is his. It's a tribute that he did. But we're about to take a look at that as well as some of his other things. Let's take a look.
Let's start with Articats, and we're going to start and talk about those.
Yes.
So that's 72 Kitty Cat here, hanging right next to my 71 Articat there. Ben, he'll like that.
Yeah,
a little,
yeah,
a little hill climber, I think is what that one is. So yeah, I wanted to have the two of them together, right? So it took me a while to find the mini bike, but I was able to find them. So now I've got them together. I'd like to take them to the shows once in a while together, and so pretty good shape. They both run good. The mini bike, I'm going to pull the motor this summer and just kind of really go through it, reseal it up, and put some new parts in it, and just make it so that it runs really good.
Yeah.
So this was the carburetor setup that I was talking about. If you can see that.
Oh yeah.
I can't backwards here, but
So somebody asked what's the difference in horsepower with that setup?
yeah. So that's what you run on is the 669. So
Did that give any
Then I
kind of a
don't
power advantage, Jim?
what's that?
Did that carburetor setup give any kind of a power advantage?
Oh, it had to have. I don't know the specs on it, to be honest with you, but it had to have.
Sure.
So see if I can come around here and get my camera right. For some reason, my camera's on backwards. I just built this bike this fall. Little snow bike. Took some tracks off in a snow blower and ski off the sled. Obviously, a little mini bike frame, and put that thing together. Get it all cleaned up and running. It's hard to see the color, but it's a deep purple color.
That is pretty
that's
clever.
something- It's kind of fun to take to the shows and just ride around the parking lots with, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments too on that.
Yeah, that one there is it's pretty neat. I got a little more tinkering to do on it, but I got it pretty well ready. I mean, I can roll across the parking lot with it. So,
That's cool. Yeah, I bet that gets a lot of looks.
I thought you were going to say you built that for your grandchildren.
well, she's only 5. I mean, she only has 3 mini bikes and 4 go-karts, but and
Living the dream.
her little snowmobile. So here's my this is a friend of mine did this up. He mocked up a 69 Eagle. If you remember the prototype Eagles that Bombardier built for like a drag race in 69, they had 2 motors in them. And from what I can recall, there was a 399 version, a 669 version, and then an 800 version that had the hood. Obviously, the 800 was the 797 version. That's free air, so it had the hood chopped out of the front of it. But and then there was a bubble nose version that was a single cylinder 340, like a Blizzard, the 340 Blizzard motor. So, but this is it's pretty much kind of what it looked like, back in '69 when they built it for the Eagle. Just a fun little thing that usually people when they see it, are they like, what the heck is that thing?
Yeah, very distinctive.
So double eagle.
Yeah. So that was kind of a fun thing. My buddy Mark Itchcomb took the Callan and stuff and put it all together and did it up. And I showed a lot of interest in it, so he allowed me to have it. But I told him he's a painter, so I had him sign the Callan.
Oh yeah.
For me. That's just a signature. But I've been slowly kind of finishing it up. I've got a 340 Silver Bullet motor, TNT motor in it. I'm missing a few parts here and there for it. We're working my way through it, but the way he had the handlebars hooked up, they weren't really solid because he didn't really make it for any kind of a rider thing. He just kind of had it together as a show. So I I've been working on that, put a gas tank in it and stuff. So that's kind of, just something new to the shows here and there. Thought people might like it. I
Oh yeah, that's a showstopper.
Mitch, did they ever race those ovals?
What's that?
Did the Eagle ever race on the oval track or just drag?
I don't know that it ever raced on an oval track. I only remember seeing videos of it doing, kind of like drag races.
Basically drag racing, yeah.
Yeah. This guy here, when in '69 when they had it, I believe it was the 399 version. When they had it in Caribou. It was when they had the 68 600, and they had the both of them at the runway in Caribou, and they raced them over there. And he actually took the picture of the two of them sitting side by side together. And he decided, I don't know, a couple of years ago that he would build this thing just because he remembered it being there. And so we both kind of thought it was pretty neat. And then he was time for him to make room for something else. So I was lucky enough to grab that, bring it home, and have it for a little fun thing. So yeah, those are my little toys that I got right now. I got a couple of sleds out in the trailer. Was it last year, Mike, that we did the Blizzard, the walkthrough time with the Blizzards?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. We had all the
2 years
Blizzards
ago.
side by side, all the different
Yep.
generations of the Blizzard. Yes.
Yeah, we started in '71 and had then we had the 1980 5500, and then I think it was the 19 or 20 whenever they had that last Blizzard. We had the three of them together. It was so kind of, you could see the difference in time. It was pretty neat.
Yes,
So,
that was cool. See the evolution of it.
Yeah, and I'd say that we had a motocross track growing up. 1973 to 1983, we raced that track here in Limestone. I think it was '82. We were ranked in the top 100 tracks in the United States and Canada.
Wow.
We helped two other places in Canada, Drummond and Edmonton, run their motocross tracks at the same time, and met a lot of good people and had a lot of fun. So, I was going to show you my garage is a disaster here. I haven't had time this winter.
That's all right. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
My
That's your
father's
brother's
shirt that we all had one of these, and then used to announce the races. He announced them on a barber chair up on top of the roof. And the funny thing was, I think it was 80. Well, of course, I've got 6 brothers, 2 sisters, right? So the parties that used to go on down to the tracks. But in '86, when my brother graduated, things got a little out of hand, and the barber chair got thrown into the bonfire.
Oh.
And that was the year I graduated, year after I did, and I got blamed for it, getting the barber chair thrown in because I was the older one and I should have been paying more attention.
Right.
So years later, I think it's been 4 or 5 years ago now, I found this barber chair online and I went and bought it for him. And when he come up to my granddaughter's birthday party, I said, "Listen, I got something for you." And I had the shirt on it, and a microphone, and I had it covered. And I go, "Look here, I found it for you."
That's awesome.
I told him I bought it from him. I said, "Tonight, this thing is going to be priceless. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do with it."
Did you get a good reaction from it when they saw it?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it.
Nice.
So just got this motor the other day. Was kind of trying to think about what I should do with it. Not really sure yet. It's a 340, I believe, a 1975 3-air TNT motor. Was thinking about maybe putting it in the Eagle, or the other thought process is building a little 1970 bubble nose and putting it in that.
Yeah.
That
Both
would
are
be
good ideas.
That would be kind of fun. I just love the looks of that 3-air motors back in the day.
Yes.
So I was happy to get it. It actually came from the Allagash. My father's, who was he? My dad, I'm trying to remember now. Anyway, he had passed away, and a buddy of mine in Fort Kent went up, and they said he got a bunch of Skidoo motors. I went up and got him, and I was able to get this one off of him.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then that was, I hate that everything backwards for some reason, but what was it, 2010? We grabbed it, the sled down back in 2018. We finally got it home here and presented to Dad too.
Wow, he must have liked that.
Yeah. Like I said, there was 251 of those made. This is number 32. He raced it 71 to 73, and from what I understand, the cost was $2,500 brand new.
Wow.
Back in '71.
Wow.
So,
Do you know how many are left?
I don't know exactly how many are left. I've never really heard. You see a lot of them. Actually, somebody on Facebook Marketplace just posted one with 100 and some miles on it. Never been restored.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
So they're out there. And of course, the motor, there's tons of those motors out there because they had those motors and a lot of different stuff as time went on. And, we built a bunch of those motors, but the sleds for that year. I think that's probably about it. Just some of my junk here. Like Cal, thanks. I'm always working on something here in the garage in the corner.
So yeah, good times with Jim Layton right there. Reactions to that?
Yeah, that was a couple 3 weeks ago when he did that. I'm pretty impressed with that little trike thing that he built.
Yes. Let me see if I can find that again. Right there. And he said it's a deep
right
purple.
there.
I like that. I like that deep purple.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Quite a lot of thought put into that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rob, reactions?
He could put a wheel on the front of there. Yeah, he could have put a wheel on the front of there for the summertime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were the
He
Eagles
could.
always
Right,
twin
could.
engines, or was there a single-engined Eagle?
That's a good question. I don't
They were
know. Do you know,
always
Mitch?
twins.
Always twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
double
must have.
eagle. They always had a twin. Either 399s or 669s, I think, and I'm not sure if they had anything bigger than that at the time, but I know they had a couple of 669 double eagles.
Man, they must have
think
been
it
hard
set
to
the
set.
record.
They must have been hard to set those motors
one
up.
year.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
Wow.
you got to believe it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know those guys up there in Valcourt, you know, they were geniuses. Let's face it. They were doing things that we just couldn't even think of at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also our good friend Tom
That was
Peters is
starting
here
to-
with us tonight.
Oh,
Tom,
cool. Hi,
Tom
Tom.
Peters. Tom was
Yeah.
a legendary racer from the state of Maine. Yeah, and he was on
Yeah.
here a couple of weeks ago. We had a lot of technical difficulties that night, but we managed to do a good show in spite of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So we've
Yeah,
got
we
one
can get
more
Tom
thing.
back again, maybe in the fall.
Yes, yeah, we'll try to have a do-over on that in the fall. Absolutely. Now we've got one more video clip to look at. I know we get all salivating over those Polarises, that collection. Well, there's one sled that we wanted to look at that night that was just out of range of the Wi-Fi. And it was a sled we really all wanted to see. So he was able to do a video for us a little later, and I've got it right here. Let's take a look. And mind you, this sled is for sale. So if you like this, it's for sale, or at least it was. It might possibly have been sold already, but let's take a look.
Okay, what we got here is a 1973 Polaris Starfire, 340 offset, they call it. Charles Frankie and his brother in Charles City, Iowa, back in '73, built this thing and raced it. They, as an independent racer, they wanted to be, competitive, running against factory teams, and this is what they came up with. This is started originally as a 295. They took and put the 340 sandcast cylinders and heads on it to make it a 340. And what they did, they took the motor, turned it around, took the cylinders and the heads and turned them back around. And then the pipes just run through here now. And then the secondary clutch, they had to manufacture a new helix so it would run the other way. This sled has got the Texas suspension skis on it, which the left ski is a little bit further ahead than the right one. It's running 38 carburetors on it. They engages at 7,000 RPMs. The sled runs great. Last year at the Duluth National Show, this sled placed third in the custom class up there. It's won many shows over the years since we've had it. Back in 2016, this sled was featured at the Eagle River Snowmobile Races Vintage Weekend. And in 2017, we were at a big show down in Clear Lake, Iowa. And we ended up meeting Charles Frankie, the guy that built it and raced it. We met him, he came out, sat on the sled, he was crying, had his camera with him. He hasn't seen it since he sold it. And the sled back when we were racing was sponsored by Union Carbide Oil at Rabbit. So the sled has a name called the L Rabbit. And he took pictures of us and him sitting on it, told us some stories. The sled is very fast going down, it carried a lot of speed out of the corners because the power was over your left ski. It carried a lot of speed out of the corners and down the straightaway. He done very well, but we didn't get into how much racing it done. But in '74, Charlie took a job with John Deere when they were hot into the cross-country racing, so he couldn't own it anymore. And in '78, he sold it to a guy in southern Minnesota, and then that guy turned around and sold it to Jerry McGee in Whitefield, New Hampshire. And it was out there for quite a few years, and I ended up buying it from him. And when we got it, the jack shaft was broke at it, so we put a new shaft in it. And she's all original condition, and runs great. The sled is for sale along with the rest of our Starfires. We have 12 left. We also have a 1970 Polaris Playmate cutter and a 75 Polaris 175 TC sled that we are selling. But we started at 20, we're down to 12 sleds and a cutter and a mini. But it's been a great sled for us, and been able to drive it and show it a lot of times. That's about all we can say about it. Thanks.
So yeah, how's that for some Polarises? But yeah, Rob, reactions to that?
That's a big collection. Yeah, and I like that article he had taped on the front hood, offset, upset.
Yeah.
The factory teams must have been pretty upset when an individual guy showed up with a machine like that. He had the technical knowledge of what he was doing was right, getting the weight over the one side, and yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and Midge?
Can you imagine that with the modern skis that they have today, the modern springs and skis?
Yeah.
On the front of that thing? I mean, that could compete, really. I think it could compete in some of the mod vintage classes today.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got some really nice comments.
Somebody doesn't, why that didn't take off, that offset like that, why other people or why factories didn't, pursue that.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And also that turns out that sled has been sold. It sounds like he said that's in Boston right now. So I presume that means it's been sold. But those other Polarises, many of them are still for sale. So if you saw anything there that you liked, be sure and reach out to him. His number is on the screen. And we've got a lot of nice compliments coming in about how people have enjoyed this season and looking forward to starting up again in the fall. And we really, really appreciate that. Some really nice compliments there. Yeah, that means a lot. And also means a lot that you guys are here with us all through the season and look forward to reuniting in the fall. And of course, in the meantime, we're going to be doing the Muscle Car podcast through the summer months. So you don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got nice comments coming in. Great show tonight and a fantastic season. Thanks for all you do for the hobby. Look forward to seeing everyone out and about at the shows and see you all next season. Glenn Ford, thanks for a great season. Yeah, we really appreciate these compliments. This is really nice. Appreciate that. And we appreciate the regular viewership. That's what keeps this thing going. Because we would not continue doing this to crickets. If it was just crickets, we would not continue. It just wouldn't be feasible. But there's more comments coming in here. Let's see. Yeah, thanks to Mike and Midge. Rob, have a nice summer. Don't forget, we have a mini bike podcast the second Sunday of every month. Yes, this is Ben with the Vintage Mini Bike Lovers podcast. Appreciate all of you from that show that cross over to the mini bike podcast. Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing. We've got all these different podcasts we're doing. We appreciate all the crossover. Everyone who views and follows us through all the different things that we're doing. We really appreciate that. So yeah, this is it for the season. Final thoughts, Rob?
We had fun doing it. Great time.
Yes, we sure did.
Yeah,
Amen.
thank you for having me along here, Mike, for the ride. And I see I'm locked up, so I don't see you guys, but
we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, and we do have a frozen image, but we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. He's in his birthday suit. That's why.
That's what it is.
Well, happy birthday, bitch.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob.
For sure. And thank you so much
thanks to everybody that wished me a happy birthday.
Yes, and thank you so much to Midge and Rob. You both bring a whole lot to this podcast. Really makes it much more interesting than if I were doing it here myself. Brings a lot, makes it more dynamic and more interesting. And you each bring a really, truly unique perspective to it, and we appreciate that. And likewise with all of the
everything
viewers
that you do, Mike, for the sport.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure. And also thank you for the viewers, because we could not do it without you, and all of the feedback and engagement and interaction that you guys do all through the season. It just really helps to make this a whole lot of fun, and we really appreciate it. So with that, it's time to wind down the season. We'll catch up with you guys in October, and as always, we give the last word to Amsoil. But have a wonderful summer, everyone, and we will see you on the Muscle Car Podcast.
Great season, Mike.
Yeah,
see you, Mitch. Enjoy your birthday.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value, and this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an Amsoil account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name, and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to Amsoil. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for Amsoil under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your Amsoil Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters "free DVD requests," so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering Amsoil as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from Amsoil, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from Amsoil. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the Amsoil marketing plan. Amsoil has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure, for sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing Amsoil for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with Amsoil. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate Amsoil leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my Amsoil hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about Amsoil. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
Amsoil's a fun business. Amsoil's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the Amsoil products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the Amsoil products or to join the Amsoil team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.